It is almost midnight. Your eyes are closed, but your mind is running a full playback of a conversation you had at 10 a.m. You are analyzing the tone of every word, rewinding the moments you stumbled. And right now, right this second, you are engineering disasters that have not happened yet. This is not a character flaw. It isn't a lack of willpower. It is an evolutionary trap. Today, you are going to understand exactly why your brain is doing this. And you will leave with the precise psychological tool the Stoics used to end the loop forever. Welcome to the logic of calm. Here is something no one tells you plainly. Your brain was not built for your life. It was built for a world that no longer exists. 200,000 years ago, your ancestors survived because they were threat detection machines, hyper-alert, worst-case scenario thinkers. A rustle in the grass wasn't wind, it was a predator. The ones who overthought the danger lived. You have descended from those survivors, which means the same system that kept them alive is running inside you right now. Your amygdala, the threat detection center of your brain, cannot distinguish between a predator closing in at 30 miles per hour and an unread email from your manager. Both trigger the same cortisol cascade. Both generate the same spiral. Your brain does not know the difference between danger and discomfort. It treats them identically. The question is, do you want to keep running a prehistoric operating system, or do you want to upgrade? To find the solution to overthinking, we have to look at a man who owned absolutely nothing. Around 50 AD, a man named Epictetus was living in Rome. Not as a senator, not as a philosopher, as a slave. He had no property, no political rights, no control over where he lived or who owned him. From a modern perspective, his life was a nightmare of uncertainty. But while the elite of Rome were spiraling into anxiety over politics and reputation, Epictetus was famously calm. And the principle at the center of everything he taught is so ruthlessly simple. It almost sounds too easy. It is called the dichotomy of control. And once you actually understand it, you will not overthink the same way again. The premise is this: if you spend time trying to fix things you don't control, you are effectively bankrupting your own peace. He visualized this through two simple buckets. Bucket 1, things outside your control: your manager's mood, the economy, whether a client responds, the outcome of a proposal you already sent, what other people think of you, the past. Bucket 2, things within your control: your judgment of events, your preparation, your next deliberate action, the standards you hold yourself to, how you choose to respond. Overthinking, and this is the insight that changes everything, happens almost without exception. You are pouring all your energy into the wrong bucket, trying to mentally control things that are, by definition, outside your control. Once you stop fighting the first bucket, the spiral doesn't just slow down, it vanishes. Marcus Aurelius called this acceptance without resignation. You are not surrendering, you are stopping the bleeding. Here is the lie you have been told about overthinking. You believe the solution is to think better, to analyze more carefully, to deliberate longer, to finally achieve certainty before you act. The Stoics would tell you that this belief is the trap. Beyond a certain threshold of information, More rumination does not produce better decisions. It only produces noise. You are not improving the outcome. You are simply consuming yourself, trying to control what cannot be controlled. The act of thinking harder is often just the act of staying stuck. Epictetus did not teach his students to think their way to freedom. He taught them to draw a line, to locate the boundary of their domain, and then to act decisively inside it, while releasing everything outside it. That is not a mindset shift. That is a discipline. What follows are 3 practices, not motivational suggestions, behavioral interventions, specific, repeatable, and grounded in Stoic philosophy. Run them consistently for 2 weeks and observe what shifts. When you feel the loop activate, that familiar tightening, that mental replay, stop. Open a notebook or a blank document. Write the worry down, exactly as it appears. Do not edit it. Do not filter it. This single act does something the mind cannot do on its own. It externalizes the problem. An abstract fear living inside your head feels infinite and unresolvable. The same fear, written in 15 words on a page, becomes a data point, something finite, something you can evaluate. From the outside, real-world example. You sent a proposal 3 days ago. Nothing back. The loop says, they hated it. You've damaged the relationship. You'll lose the account. Write it down. Read it back. Now ask, which part of this is in my control? Your answer. 1 well-considered follow-up email. Write it. Send it. Close the journal. Move on. Practice 2. The 5-minute rule. The 5-minute rule is a hard constraint. When you are agonizing over a decision, set a physical timer for 5 minutes. In those 5 minutes, gather the relevant information, apply your best judgment, and decide. When the timer sounds, the case is closed. You do not reopen it. Real-world example. You are deciding whether to push back on a deadline with a difficult stakeholder. 5 minutes. You review your workload, you assess the relationship, you draft 2 sentences. Timer sounds, you send the message. The "what will they think" loop is not permitted to begin. The decision was made by someone you trust. You. With 5 focused minutes. Practice 3. The view from above. Marcus Aurelius called this the overview effect, the deliberate act of zooming out to restore proportionality to what feels from inside the spiral like an emergency. When you are in the center of a loop, close your eyes. Imagine ascending slowly above your current location, your building, your city, the country below you, the planet, from orbit. Now ask one question. Will this specific worry matter in 12 months? If the answer is no, and it usually is, you are not permitted to spend more than 5 minutes on it. Today. Real-world example. You made a comment in a team meeting that landed awkwardly. You've been replaying it for 3 hours. The view from above. 12 months from now, that comment does not exist in anyone's memory, including yours. You have been allocating 3 hours of finite human attention to something with a shelf life of 48 hours. Note this. Correct course if a brief apology is warranted. Redirect to work that compounds. Epictetus taught this principle every morning. Marcus Aurelius wrote it in his private journal to practice it every single day. Why? Because mastery is a craft. It requires daily repetition. These were not men who were born calm. They were men who practiced calm as a discipline, as a craft, as the most serious work of their lives. The dichotomy of control is not a one-time insight. It is a perimeter you redraw every day. The person who watches this video once and moves on is not our viewer. Our viewer is building something different, a quieter mind, a cleaner relationship with their own attention, a life that most people never develop the discipline to live. That is the work we do here. If this kind of thinking is useful to you, subscribe. One framework, every week. No noise, no shortcuts, no hype. I have left a link in the description to a free decision journal template, the same format we covered today. It takes 3 minutes to fill in and tends to end spirals before they begin. See you in the next one.